You have, as of when we're recording this, about 382,000 YouTube subscribers.
The fourth video that I posted was this cover of Mr. Sandman, which is the most viewed video on my channel.
Yeah. Has about 10 million right now, by the way.
Patreon has alleviated so much of my financial stress about music stuff.
For the record, you have a $100 a month tier, which you will get to, and it's sold out.
If you give people the chance to support you financially, they will do it.
You also have found a way to get these people who, subscribe to you on YouTube into Patreon as well. And so you have, hundreds of Patreon subscribers as well. How are you kind of transitioning people from point A to point B?
That's a great question. It's like the $1 million question. Yeah. I love Patreon. Patreon was a total game changer for me.
Yeah.
What I do mostly is just
she has hundreds of thousands of YouTube subscribers, and she has hundreds of people that pay her every month for her creativity and Reburn. What's going on? How you doing?
I'm a little bit embarrassed after that intro.
Why are you embarrassed?
I wasn't expecting that.
That is amazing. Those are amazing things. Why? There's no need to be embarrassed about it.
No, but I guess when you put it like that, I was like, oh yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that's awesome. And that's why you're here. And I appreciate
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, I appreciate you coming.
I'm so happy to be here.
Yeah. Okay, so you have, as of when we're recording this, about 382,000 YouTube subscribers. So kind of walk us through how that started, when you decided to jump into YouTube, what was going on, what made you want to kind of dive into that, and how did that go?
Yeah, let me see if I can answer that without having to tell you my entire life story. So my YouTube channel started when I was living in Spain, actually.
Oh, really?
I went over there to study abroad. I loved it so much that I wanted to stay. And so I was like, well, what's going to give me the best chance of being able to get a visa to be able to stay here? Being an English teacher. So I took this course to become certified to become an English teacher. I started working as an English teacher, and I was having the worst time of my life. I was in such a bad place. I was extremely depressed. I had no friends. And for the first time ever, I had like no creative outlet because I'm someone who grew up doing dance and music lessons, choir, musical theater productions. But when I found myself in that English teacher position, that was the first time ever that I wasn't doing something creative. So that is when I started doing YouTube videos. I did a cover of a song and I uploaded it because I felt this need to be performing in some way. And that was crazy to say, but it was 9 years ago.
Okay. 9 years ago. So that's when you started. And what happened with that first video? Was it a situation where it was pretty successful, or you started to see some positive feedback, or you started to see a lot of views early on? Or was it a situation where you just liked doing it and kept doing it for a while and then something popped off?
It was a slow snowball. I never had a video going hugely viral overnight type of moment. The fourth video that I posted was this cover of Mr. Sandman, which is the most viewed video on my channel.
Yeah. Has about 10 million right now, by the way.
But I remember after posting it, waiting for that video to get to 2,000 views. I remember watching it tick up to 2,000. So it wasn't right away. It took years even to get to the first million. But for some reason, that video was getting suggested to a lot of people, like in the sidebar of the recommended videos in YouTube. And that's not a typical experience, especially not with like the fourth video that you ever post.
Right.
So there's definitely luck there.
Okay. So you had Mr. Sandman, but you said it wasn't like an immediate thing. So really you just kind of just kept doing it. You just kind of kept going at it because you weren't necessarily seeing the results right away.
Very slowly. I was growing in subscribers because people were coming to the channel
Got it.
because of that video, and I was
Mm,
posting a video or two a month at that time, but mostly because I just was having fun doing it.
mm,
I
mhm.
mean, there's so much great music out there, and like as a musician, you probably love all genres of music, all decades. So doing
Mhm.
covers from so many different artists and so many different decades and styles was just a way for me to like yeah, I love music. I love
Yeah,
this song. I want to do a cover of it.
yeah, for sure.
So like the base of it always was me having fun and wanting to do it. And there was growth that was happening, but it's been slowly over time.
Got you. And what is your release cadence now like?
Right now, I do a video a month.
Okay. Video a month. All right, cool. So you have your video a month. When you are thinking about what video you want to do, what kind of goes into that process of like how are you thinking about arranging the cover, or how are you thinking about shooting the video, like those types of things?
Yeah, I pick the song. I do have a list that I reference of ideas. If I can't think of anything, I go
Mm,
back and look at the list because there's some that have been on my list for like months or maybe even years. I'm like, oh, I've got to do that song, but I still have never gotten around to it.
uh-huh.
And then there's sometimes that I kind of get commissioned to do a specific song. So
Right.
that's how the choice is made. Or sometimes I'll just hear something somewhere and you kind of get that spark of inspiration of like, oh, I
Sure.
got to do this. And I can already hear how I'm going to arrange the parts in my head.
Mm,
Usually I'm trying to flip it in some way and not do like an exact sound alike.
right.
With the instruments, sometimes it's more sound alike than others, but
Right.
always with the vocals. My thing is lots of harmonies stacked on top of each other, so I'm always at least looking for something that's conducive to me adding backing vocals to it, or maybe the original has some great harmonies already that I'm gonna do those, and I'm probably gonna add some more too.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Awesome. And most of these you're shooting and editing yourself?
Yeah, if you look at my channel, I always do credit if somebody else has shot
Yeah.
or edited it, so some of them have. But recently I've been doing most of the covers myself. The original music, like big music videos, I always work with someone else on those.
Got you. Yeah. Yeah, I do remember seeing like on Bulletproof, for example, you had somebody work with you on that one.
Yes.
But then a lot of the other ones, it seemed like for most of them, it seemed like you did them yourself.
Most of the ones that are in like the typical split screen style that I
Yeah.
do
Yeah.
are simple enough. Simple. I mean, the shoot is simple enough to be for me to be able to do it
Yeah.
myself.
Yeah. And I kind of just wanted to kind of hit home for people that you don't necessarily need a huge production team or anything like that to do some of these videos that can do well on YouTube.
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure. And I mean, I I don't hate doing everything myself, but I started doing everything myself out of necessity.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I wasn't making money from YouTube like even enough to pay my internet bill, yet alone get a crew of people.
Right.
So it does help that I always kind of had like a love of making videos and editing videos. Like I used to force my sister to like make these videos with me, and then I would try to also force her to watch me edit them. And
Okay.
she would get so bored. And I would be like, no, this is super interesting. Like, just sit at the computer for hours and watch me edit. So I always like had that in me, I guess.
Uh-huh.
But but yeah, um I studied video and audio production in college too.
Okay.
So a lot of the skills that I'm using on YouTube are kind of it's like the perfect storm of things that were with me all along. But I think that someone who doesn't have that same experience still can totally do a DIY thing. And it doesn't have to start with super expensive gear.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't have to start with you buying a bunch of stuff. It's just starting with what you have.
Mm-hmm.
and learning and improving as you go.
Yeah, no, 100%. I mean, I think it's the same kind of thing with this podcast, for example. It's like I started it in my house. You actually, the previous iteration of the podcast, you did the very first episode and it was on Zoom.
Yeah.
So I did the first few episodes on Zoom, and then I was like, well, let me do an in-person thing. And so I did in-person at my house, by myself, and now I'm doing it in a studio. But I think that first year of doing it on Zoom and doing it at the house was influential, or was pivotal, in terms of me kind of dialing in certain things and figuring out certain things. And now bringing it into a space, I think, allows me to have a better podcast, a better product, because I did all of that by myself.
Yeah, you learned.
The crib, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
So, are there things that you are doing now? I mean, you said that, Mr. Sandman was kind of slow growth over time. Are there any things, strategies that you're doing, that you're implementing to kind of help get those views going?
I'm not a strategy person, honestly, and I'm not an analytics person. I'm not good at looking at the numbers and strategizing in that way. I'm not saying that's a good way to be.
Right, no, something's working though, so I'm just trying to figure out.
I think that when I try to be more that way, it's more difficult for me not to get burnt out. Because that's not a way that I naturally am.
Right.
So I think what's at the heart of it for me that's kept me able to be doing about a video a month for 9 years is having fun doing it. Yeah. I'm so lucky that I do have an audience. So what I'm thinking about isn't primarily how to grow the audience. I'm just thinking about following my heart, as cheesy as that sounds, and hoping that, if I love it, someone else will also love it.
Absolutely. I mean, I think there's something to be said about that. When you have something that you're passionate about and it's working, like sometimes that's enough. Sometimes, that's all you need is like, okay, I'm passionate about this. People are watching it. People are gravitating towards it. Let's keep it going,
Yeah.
So I think that's really cool that you found something like that you found that thing that, is working, and, you're good at it, and, hey, why not keep it going? Yeah. Okay. So you also have found a way to get these people who, subscribe to you on YouTube into Patreon as well. And so you have, hundreds of Patreon subscribers as well. How are you kind of transitioning people from point A to point B?
That's a great question. It's like the $1 million question. Yeah. I love Patreon. Patreon was a total game changer for me.
Yeah.
And it's huge for me. What I do mostly is just explain to people why it's so important, pretty much. So I'll kind of talk about it now so you can see, like, the example, I guess, is basically like on YouTube, since I do covers, they're copyright claimed. So on YouTube, the way that you make money is through ads. And you make more money the longer the video is. And you can put mid-roll ads in the middle of a video. Right. If you're watching a video and an ad comes up, that if you watch the ad all the way through, or if you click on it, they're making money on that. A song is not long enough to place a mid-roll ad. And also, I would never put an ad in the middle of a song. Like, that is just a horrifying idea. So because of that, and because of the copyright claim thing, I revenue share with the original rights holders of the songs that I cover, which is great. And it should be like that. They should get paid. But it means that I don't make a lot of money from YouTube. Right. So when I started explaining that to people, I think maybe there was a realization or an understanding from them of like, oh, she's not becoming rich from this. And if I want to see more of it, then I can support it on Patreon.
Okay. So when you say you're explaining it to people, is that doing Instagram content? Are you putting out content on YouTube itself saying this, or is it Instagram, TikTok? How are you getting that message across to people for them to then want to join in and hop on the Patreon?
Yeah, I experiment with doing it in different ways. When I launched the Patreon, I did do a video specifically about that, but now it's usually just included on other things. So I lately have kind of been experimenting with like when I post the video on YouTube, I do like credits at the end, and I'll do like a
Mm-hmm.
little video that I take on my phone, or like a little voiceover where I explain a shorter version of what I told you basically, and say thank you to the people who are supporting me on Patreon for making this possible. Um, on social media, it does get promoted to, I think once you're doing content that might be exclusive to Patreon, that kind of helps you promote it too. Because when you post something like, hey, I just posted this director's commentary on Patreon, that in and of itself is also kind of a promo for your Patreon. So there's different ways that you can talk about it so it doesn't feel stale, like you're always having to say the same thing.
Uh-huh. So one thing you talked about was just saying, oh yeah, hey, I did this over on Patreon, and just so people know, like, there's extra content, extra things that they can see over on your Patreon. And then as I was going through some of your videos, I did see, here's, everybody, over, $50 a month on Patreon or whatever. Here's those people, shout out to all of them. So that was cool. Any other things that you're doing on like YouTube or just in general to get people to the Patreon? Maybe in the like what am I trying to say? The things, the details, like the description
yes.
in YouTube after the bottom of the video.
For sure. Yeah, it's always linked in the description. Yeah. Sometimes like you could put it in a pinned comment, for example.
Right.
I have one of those link aggregator pages that I put like in the bio of everything. So instead of just linking the Patreon, it has like, it's the page that has links to everything. You know what I'm talking
like a link
about?
tree.
Yes, exactly. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, one of those. So it's always in there too. Just putting it wherever I can as much as possible to try to get people to see it.
Okay, cool. I wanted to also kind of go through your Patreon because I think it's pretty awesome. Because you were telling me, we were talking and you were saying that you have about, at least as of right now, about 275 paid members. So 275 people are paying you. The lowest tier is $2 a month. So that's at least $500 a month from your, creative endeavors that people are paying you. And that's a nice supplement as an independent artist, to, have that coming in
it's amazing.
Every month on a reoccurring basis, because it's just coming in like clockwork. It
gives you so much more stability.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. And that's awesome. So I just kind of want to walk through kind of how you've structured, some of your tiers too. So, okay. So you got a $2 a month tier to kind of start it off, just called follower. And so people are getting Patreon only posts and photos. So that's, you can kind of walk through, I guess, what that is, what they're getting.
Patreon has their own sort of feed. So I'll do blog post type things where I tell people what I've been working on. If it's like a long-term project, I'll be like, this song is getting sent to mix now, or I'm starting to talk about making the music video. And sometimes like a behind the scenes photo from a shoot or something like that. Every once in a while, a poll, like what song should I do next? That kind of basic stuff. Yeah.
And then, so you got your $5 a month tier, which is called Early Access Fan. And I like that fan is FANNE because your name is Ann. So that's cool.
Yeah. So that's all the videos at least 24 hours early.
Okay. Okay, cool. So they get to see everything a little early. Cool. All right. And then you got your bonus content fan, which is $10 a month. And so you want to talk about kind of what they get
Yeah.
in that one?
That's my most popular one, which is, it wasn't always the most popular one, but I'm really happy that it is, because the stuff that I do for that is stuff that I actually really like doing. So one of the problems for me, and I think for musicians on Patreon maybe, is that it's really, really hard for us to make bonus content in the way that other content creators make bonus content. Like when you think about a podcast, for example, to make a bonus episode, or to give like here's the uncut, uncensored version of the podcast for Patreon only, that's pretty easy.
Right.
But for us to make a bonus song,
right,
or like what's the unedited version of the song, like it doesn't exist in the same way, you know, the barrier to be able to get that is like, it's way too much time and money to be able to give something like that as bonus content. So I had to come up with something else.
Okay.
And in this whole structuring of the Patreon thing, like by no means is this like the template that everyone should follow, but I looked at a lot of other musicians and through just experimentation found what worked for me and what rewards were easy enough for me to fulfill.
Yeah.
So the bonus content that I do, the first kind of category is stuff that's already generated by me making a regular video. So I give them a little snippet of like isolated a cappella vocals from some of the songs. I can give them the instrumental with no vocals, which is kind of fun because I always say like you might hear something new, or a lot of it's getting covered up by like 8 layers of backing vocals. So there might be something hidden in there that you didn't see. And I also give a free download of just like the MP3 or the WAV file of the song that I'm doing.
Awesome.
That's stuff that creates almost no extra work for me because it's already made. Then the second category of bonus stuff, which is a newer thing that I've been doing, is for my big original music projects, doing like what I call a behind the track commentary on the song. So that's like a video where I talk about the writing of the song, the production process, and the recording process. And then I kind of will play through the song and I'll stop it and be like, oh, see, at that little part, like that was me playing the piano in the studio, you know, just like giving little behind the scenes snippets, or like this bridge originally was like this. I mean, all kinds of stuff that like could come up during the process of getting a song made, right? And sometimes I also, if I have my original demo, will play that too and talk about like how it changed. And then for the music videos that are like big productions for the original songs, I'll do a director's commentary. So since I'm usually the one who is editing them at least, and sometimes also directing them, there's so much that I can talk about with like the concept, the pre-production, the production, and the editing, pointing out little details or trying to leave little Easter eggs for my followers that I point out, or like explaining this is the symbolism, and talking about these things that I feel are so self-indulgent. Like I can't believe that anyone wants to listen to me talk about that for 40 minutes, but people do, and it's like the best feeling ever. It's really, really cool to feel like to get to talk about my stuff so in depth and to have people appreciate it too. So that does create extra work for me, but I actually really enjoy doing those because it's fun. It's special.
Absolutely. No, that is really cool. If you have people that are, because a lot of times we think a lot about some of these small details in the music and in the music videos and the concepts, and there's things in, you know, a lot of music videos and a lot of music that most people, it just like would fly right over their head. Or in a song, like I'm sure you always have like your favorite little part of the song. 100%. You have this little thing that you're like, oh, I love that so much. And you can just point it out to people. Yeah, and there's often too like hidden meanings in lyrics,
Yes,
or like
that too.
or double meanings, or you know what I mean, things
Yeah.
like that.
As much as you're comfortable with talking about it, you
Mhm.
know, you can choose how much you reveal of like, because the inspiration is probably something real and it might be personal, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I love talking about that. So
Yeah.
that's the kind of stuff that's on the bonus content tier.
Okay, cool. That's really awesome. But also I loved how you talked about doing things that aren't really that much more work for you, or really are things that you kind of have anyway, you know,
Yeah.
which is really cool. Because I think the idea of having a Patreon or having something like that can be intimidating for artists, because it's like, oh, now I got to do all this
It's
extra,
another platform that you have to keep up with. Yeah.
right, I got to do all this extra stuff.
Yeah.
But if you can do some bonus things that you kind of already are doing anyway, you know, like somebody even talked about before, another guest I had was talking about set lists, like stuff like that, like a set list for a show.
That's a great one. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
it's
love
like
that.
you have that anyway. So like, you know, offer that up.
Yeah,
you know,
or early access too. Of like, if
Mhm.
you have that demo done or that song done and you're just sitting on it waiting for the right
Right.
moment, it like takes no work for you to put it up there and be like, hey, it's my new thing.
Yeah, here's the new thing. You
Yeah.
hear it before. And then, you know, people like to feel like, you know, they're part of the cool club. You know what I mean? Like they can hear something or get something before it comes out or before it drops. So if it's something that they're, you know, into, that's, you know, that's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So then you have a $20 a month Clone Collector fan tier. You want to talk about that tier?
Yeah, so the tiers as they go up, they include everything that was in the previous ones
Right.
plus something new. So that one is like a series of postcards.
Okay.
So Patreon does a little bit of merch fulfillment. They that's how the postcards are set up. So what happens is Patreon, for a bigger percentage of your revenue, will do these merch fulfillment things for you. I think they do these little mini prints, which is the postcards. I think they do t-shirts, maybe mugs. I could be wrong. It's been a long time since I've actually looked at the page because it's something that I kind of just set up and then don't have to think about. But it's a little card that I designed with pictures of me and a little like my signature.
Autograph,
Since I have in my videos what everyone calls the clones, which is these different versions of me with like seemingly different personalities.
Yes.
I just made 4 sort of like trading card type things for them.
Awesome.
And it's just a token, you know. The $20 tier is like, I mean, there's a lot that I could talk about with like Patreon construction, like how to build the tiers and the rewards and stuff like that. And that's one that have considered getting rid of before. But it's something for people who maybe just want to give a little bit more.
Yeah.
And maybe they can. I mean, one of the things that was like a huge mindset shift for me in starting Patreon was this concept of, if you give people the chance to support you financially, they will do it. So the higher price tiers, like, it might kind of make you blush to think about it, but I did want to give people that opportunity, and there are people who have chosen to take it. Yes. Which is amazing.
That is awesome, because that is so key that you hit on that, because I feel like a lot of artists think about things like this and they're like, oh, nobody's going to give me $20 a month. Nobody's going to give me, for the record, you have a $100 a month tier, which you will get to, and it's sold out. So I just want to point that out. So like, for artists out there, people will buy your stuff if you give them the opportunity, like you said. You know, so if you have, you know, that $100 a month tier, you have to give people the option. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know that it's hard and so many of us feel weird about asking for money,
Mm-hmm.
but if you give them the opportunity, they will.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Now we go to the $50 a month tier. So talk about the $50 a month, which is the Mega Supreme fan.
Yeah, that is one that includes all of the previous rewards, and that one also gets the like name in the credits of the videos.
Mm-hmm.
Those people are those those people are extremely generous. They obviously have some disposable income to throw my way, or they love my work so much that they really want to support it.
Mm-hmm.
And that tier, while smaller, is full of some people who have been there for a really long time, people who have been with me for years and who I've gotten to know over the years because we talk in DMs or we talk on the Discord server,
Mm-hmm.
and are really like what I would think of as core fans. I mean, anyone on Patreon is, because they're the ones that have really gone like the extra mile
Yeah.
to be there for you.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, the people who are supporting at these higher levels are really like the backbone of why I'm able to keep doing what I'm doing.
Yeah. Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah, $50 a month, and you know, at least the videos I saw, there was a good number of names there when you were doing the shout outs for the $50 a month. And again, just to reiterate, like I feel like that's a amount of money that I feel like a lot of artists would be like, yeah, nobody's gonna give me $50 a month. So you wouldn't even
Somebody might
put it, yeah, exactly. Like wouldn't even put it on there because you don't think it's gonna happen. But it can happen, and it's sitting here as a prime example that it can and does happen. So
Yeah, I'm not the only one either. Like I
no.
said, I looked at a bunch of other artists and other types of creators
Mm-hmm.
too,
Mm-hmm.
Patreons, when I was like building mine, and a lot of them have like a high price option. I would recommend it
Mm-hmm.
if somebody listening is thinking about doing Patreon.
Absolutely. And then you have the $100 a month tier, which, like I said, is sold out. So you've got people on the $100 a month tier. So walk us through how that works and what's included in that.
Yeah, this might be a little confusing. That tier is for my song suggestions.
Mm-hmm.
So I read every suggestion that I get in the comments and otherwise, and I do put them on a list, but I can't guarantee that I would do the suggestion unless it's officially asked for through the song suggestion tier of my Patreon.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, how I have it set up is like the person who joins that tier is commissioning a song from me. So they get to choose the song for me to cover.
Mm-hmm.
The reason that it's at $100 a month is because the price that I have set for the commission is $1,000 per song.
Okay.
But they pay that in installments of 100.
Right.
Which also gives me some time to work on other things while it's being paid for.
Uh-huh.
And it lets me, it gives me, this is gonna sound, if somebody who's in these higher tiers, I don't want this to sound like clinical and cold, but I guess to me those people are more than just a numbers. But to talk about it for a second in terms of just the numbers,
Yeah.
it gives you 10 months at least of like a guaranteed income.
Yeah.
And the stability that that gives you as an artist is incredible.
Absolutely.
Patreon has alleviated so much of my financial stress about music stuff. Anyway, when I get a person signing up for the song suggestion tier, I usually get their suggestion like pretty soon after, I have a conversation with them.
Okay.
I talk to them if I didn't already know them previously, and get it on the calendar. And that way I have kind of time to be working on other things while the commission is like being paid for, basically.
Okay. So if it's January, somebody signs up, you talk to them, this is the song you want to do. Okay, cool. And then you put that on the calendar for October.
Yeah.
And then you have basically 10 months to do the video, make the arrangement, do all of that, essentially.
Do other people's suggestions,
Right.
do occasionally one that I want to do, or a music video for an original project or any other thing. Yeah, so they are on the calendar for a long time. That is the way that I've found that works pretty well to manage all those suggestions. Before I was doing that, I was getting so many song requests that there would be no way that I would be able to do them all. And $1,000 sounds like a lot. It previously was not that much. I raised the price because I had too many people that wanted to do it. And I had to narrow it down because I also, like you said, that tier is full, which is amazing. I wish that I had actual clones so that I could do more of them. But I already have so many that like more than half the videos I do in a year are commissions. And that is an amazing problem to have. So it does feel bad to complain about it, but I also am an artist, and I think we have to be able to spread our wings also and like make our own decisions. So to not be working on like only a commission basis, to occasionally get to do something that I want to do, that I feel really inspired by. The price on that helps limit those. I'm not sure how relatable that will be for like the folks that are listening, but that's the way I have it structured, and it works pretty well. I mean, any of the problems that it creates are like amazing problems to have.
No, I mean, I think that's amazing information for people to have. I think number one, just knowing that that's possible, like knowing that there is somebody that has a Patreon and they're charging people $100 a month and people are gladly paying it to suggest a song. I mean, I think just that information, I think a barrier to a lot of things is knowledge a lot of times, and just knowing that something exists and that it's possible is like, oh, okay, cool. That is like I am capable of that, because somebody is out there doing it, And so I think that's like the first step for a lot of artists, achieving something like that or having something like that. It's just the knowledge that it's possible. And then also just how you have it set up. I think it's good to know, like, okay, cool. When you have, so many requests coming in, okay, let's raise the price of this so that, it's supply and demand, it's so let's raise the price. So now you have a price that you get good money and you have it spread out over these 10 months. So you have that reoccurring money every month. Like you said, it gives you that comfort, that stability of knowing that you have that income coming in. And it gives you the freedom to having it cut off, like having a limit on it, to where you can also do some other things and, focus on some other creative projects and stuff like that.
Yeah. I think that commissions could also be an interesting idea to explore for someone who even doesn't have a Patreon or who doesn't have as much of a social media following either. You don't have to start, like, starting price does not have to be $1,000. It can be whatever you want it to be. But I mean, covers are fun. They're easy. They're quick compared to an original song. And I'm sure that like your fans have ideas of songs they might like to hear you do. And it's kind of just a fun way to like keep up your chops, I guess, like stretch yourself a little, try something in a different style. I mean, I have fun doing them. as projects. So
Yeah.
yeah.
That's awesome. I also wanted to talk to you about Discord, because on your Patreon tiers,
Yeah.
Discord access is a part of each of the categories, or each of the tiers.
Mm-hmm.
So talk about Discord, because I think building community around your music is a super important thing that I feel like a lot of artists aren't doing. And that's something that myself as an artist, I'm trying to, figure out and get more into. I had a consultation with a guy who used to manage Jesse Reyes. And that was one thing he said to me, is like, hey, you got to build the community around your music. And Discord is one of the ways that people are doing that. And, you're doing that with Discord. You were telling me before that, you had, what, about 500 people on your Discord?
Yeah.
So yeah, talk about Discord, about how you're kind of building that and how that kind of works.
Yeah. Discord is great for the community stuff, because otherwise, where is the space for the community?
Mm-hmm.
The social media platforms, like, where is it going to be? In the comment section?
Yeah.
Like, it's not really conducive to like this ongoing conversations.
Right. And I feel like, sorry to interject,
No.
I just want to say, like, I feel like a lot of times we feel like we're building the community on Instagram.
Yeah.
But that's not really where it happens. I feel like it kind of needs to go deeper than that. And the Instagrams and the TikToks aren't really building the type of community and the types of relationships that are gonna, be that are gonna, like, sustain you as an artist, that are gonna have people paying you $5, $10, $100 a month and that type of thing. I feel like that's how you get those real fans, is like having that place, like a Discord, to really
talk to them directly.
Yes.
Yeah, because Instagram is like the one-to-many thing. So your post is talking to everyone, whereas on Discord, it's like the chat room that you can be talking to people individually and like a lot more back and forth. So I wasn't aware of Discord until a couple of my fans actually suggested it to me to make a Discord server. And so I did, with their help, although I think if you didn't have someone helping you, it'd still be like pretty easy to figure out. If you can figure out like Instagram and stuff, then you can definitely figure it out.
Right.
If you used to be on AIM or Yahoo Messenger or whatever, then it's already in you, because it's basically that. So it is something that I thought initially was going to be like a chore for me, honestly. I thought it was going to create a lot of extra work, because I'm sure we all feel the same. It's like, oh, another platform, like another place where I have to post unique things. I can't. I don't have the bandwidth for it.
Yeah.
But Discord, surprisingly to me, it is not that at all. It's so easy. Like, I'm on my computer all the time, right?
Yeah.
Because that's where I'm doing all my work. So I have it open just like I would have my email open.
Got you.
And when a message comes in there and I have a second, I mean, it's like Slack or Teams for work, right? I think that you use it in much the same way. In fact, I know some creators do use Slack instead of Discord. I created different channels to talk about different topics. There's just like general stuff. There's one for sharing music. There's one for sharing like photos and art and stuff like that. And there's a couple channels that I made exclusive to my patrons.
Okay.
So that's where the connection with the Patreon is. You can connect your Patreon account with your Discord account, and then you'll get access to these special, smaller channels that I do my best to post in more often. And not everything posted there has to be entirely unique, right? Like, if I post an early access on Patreon, the website, I might also send a message about it in Discord for anyone who sees it there first.
Okay.
But most of the stuff, most of the conversations that happen in Discord, I would say, are not really that type of like promo thing. It's just like chat room conversation,
Okay.
like day-to-day stuff, or like people are sharing memes and we're talking about them,
Okay.
basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so I find it really fun. I definitely feel like it's a great space for community. And I do also do occasionally, I have a small group of people who help me moderate it, who are
Oh,
some of the more like long-term, most trusted members,
okay.
and in different time zones too. So they can kind of cover the times when I might be sleeping or away,
Oh.
just in case anything crazy happens. No, normally nothing crazy happens.
Okay.
But
What is an example of something crazy that might
like
happen?
someone might come in and post a bunch of spam
Okay.
or something like
Yeah.
that.
And then they would just delete it or whatever.
Yeah, they could ban
Okay.
that person. They could
Okay.
delete it. They could leave a little note for me saying, "Hey, if you see a bunch of deleted messages, it was this that happened."
Got you.
Simple kind of stuff. I think unless you're running like a humongous server, that's probably not something that you would ever have to worry about. But what I was going to say about that was that I have that group of people helping me run a game nights occasionally on Discord,
Oh.
which is a really fun community activity. And I've heard of other people who do like movie nights and stuff too.
Mm-hmm.
So kind of just like setting this event and you all like watch a movie together, or you all play like a free online game, like I can't think of any examples, but if you Google like free online multiplayer games, there's
Yeah.
there's like Pictionary type things. There's like a Cards Against Humanity. There's Code Names. There's all of these different like fun games. So we get on like the voice channel, and I get to like actually hear some of them speak. And there's always like fun inside jokes and stuff that come out of there. So yeah, it's a fun space. And again, like something that I thought was gonna be creating work for me, I
Mhm.
actually really get a lot out of it too. I love
Mm.
being able to just like talk to people so easily.
Yeah.
And I also love this thing that doesn't really happen in like on Instagram and the comments section of not only do I connect with the fans, but they connect with each other.
Yes.
And there are so few spaces for that to happen.
I feel like that is key.
It's amazing.
That is
It's
key.
so cool.
Because then you have these people that are connected around your music and your
Yeah.
art, your creativity,
Yeah.
and it kind of builds that
But you don't have to
camaraderie
be there
around
for
that
every
thing.
second of
Yes.
it. Yes, because they're becoming friends with each other.
And it's solidifying the fandom without you needing to be involved,
Yeah.
which is amazing.
It's so cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's amazing to see. It's really,
Yeah.
really cool.
And then if you have a show or something like that, then I could see, scenarios, and I know of people who've had this where it's like, okay, now these people are showing up together. And
Yes.
because it's the thing, it's like, okay, now I can go and see my friends from the Discord
Yeah.
at the show.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so it really does like help create that community bond that is huge.
Yeah. Yeah, it really does for me. I would like definitely encourage people to try it. You should try it. Just leave it open on your computer whenever you're there working, and see how it goes.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm doing something similar. So I'm starting a
Cool.
community and a Patreon type of
Okay,
thing
awesome.
as well.
Yeah.
It's a different thing, but yeah, I'm in that process right now
Cool,
of
cool,
building out like all those things. So yeah, I'm excited, especially hearing you talk about these things. Yeah, definitely, it's definitely exciting. And talk about, so you have this YouTube, and you have 382,000 subscribers as of now. What has that done for your personal music?
Most of the YouTube audience comes because of covers.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But it's still an audience that I never would have reached with the original music if it weren't for that.
Right.
So I'm not saying that it's for everyone. There are like as many paths to success as there are successful people. I truly believe that. But for me, it's something that works and an arrangement that I'm happy with. To put it into like marketing terms, it's the funnel, right?
Yep.
So the bigger the top of the funnel is, the more people you'll have at the bottom, which are those like core community fans.
Yep.
So I know that not everyone who sees something of mine on social media is going to even hear the original music, let alone like it and connect with it. But for me, it's a way of casting that net much, much wider than I ever would have been able to reach without it.
Right.
Hoping that in that way, I'm able to find more people who do connect with that original music.
Right.
Because the covers are what I do more of because they're fast and easy, but also because I don't have the same level of passion for them. The original stuff is like the really personal stuff that really comes from the heart, and that's why it takes time.
Yeah.
That's why it takes that's why so much goes into it. So on one hand, it's about casting that wide net, and it's also about keeping myself active on these social media platforms that want us to be posting with insane frequency.
Yeah.
When again, so much time and effort goes into making a song. It was like what I was saying about like, how do you make a bonus song? Or like 100% of your blood, sweat, and tears goes into just doing the one.
Yeah.
How are you supposed to be doing that every day?
Yeah.
There has to be, like, for me, someone who is prioritizing social media, because that's where my listeners and fans are coming from. There has to be something else that I can post there to keep me active in the eyes of the algorithms. And like, yes, it sucks that we have to do that, but also I wouldn't have a career if it wasn't for that. So I can't complain too much about it.
Yeah. What else are you doing? You talked about keeping active in the eyes of the algorithm. What else are you doing in that light?
Since what I do is geared towards YouTube, like the cover on YouTube, which is a horizontal video, is kind of the end product. I'm cutting those into vertical versions and posting maybe a 15 to 45 second snippet of the song and uploading those as TikToks and Reels. That's a lot of what it is trying as much as I can to repurpose for those platforms. It's not necessarily the type of content that those platforms like, because they tend to like things that are less edited, and that's just not what I do. My stuff is so labor intensive and so edited, but that's just what it is. I mean, for someone whose primary platform is not YouTube, I think it would be a little bit different. Like for someone whose main thing is TikTok, for example, maybe you're not even making this full song in the horizontal format. Maybe you're just doing simpler, shorter things. You're shooting them all vertical on your phone. You're not editing them so intensively on the computer. Maybe you're just editing them on your phone. Kind of stuff like that.
All right. And how can people find you?
Just look up my name. So I'm Anne Reburn, ANNEREBURN, on YouTube, on Instagram, on Facebook, on TikTok, on Twitter, and on streaming platforms.
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you imparting this wisdom about YouTube and Patreon to the people. So yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you. I hope it was helpful, and for any artists that are listening that have questions, I would be happy to talk about it. There's so much, Patreon specific stuff that I could really talk for hours about it. So yeah, feel free.
Hit her up, y'all.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
This is great.
Thank you so much for watching. If there was something that really resonated with you, let me know in the comments. Also, like and subscribe. And if there's somebody that you know that you feel like would get something out of this episode, definitely send it to them. Thank you so much. We'll see you next time.